Okay, this is my third time. Let's call the meeting to order. Shall we all stand for a moment of silence and the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening. It's nice to see you all here. I have two requests. Please remove your hats. And is anybody... Val, are you recording today? Val is recording.
Thank you.
Okay. Our first order of business, and I am going to sit down. We have approval of the minutes of June 29th.
So moved.
I have a second. I'll second. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And I have reporting here that we do not have to vote to accept the treasurer's report, and I'll read this to you. This principle applies to financial reports as well. When your board receives the monthly treasurer's report, you should not vote to approve it. A vote to approve indicates that the board stands by the report, whereas in fact there is no foundation which to stand. You have no way of knowing whether it is correct or not, so we will not vote. Okay, we're taking a new routine here for a while. Board correspondence, Gail.
It says, Dear board members, I would like to request approval for the Neighborhood Fall Craft Garage Sale on October 15th, 2022 for the setup the night before and for the use of the room September 19th, the use of the room E from September 19th until October 15th, 2022. I would like to request your approval for the general public to attend the sale and that the monitors be scheduled in such a manner on Friday, October 14th, 2022. All proceeds will be designated to the BCPO Clubhouse wish list, and thank you for considering these issues. Sincerely, Nancy Lachera. I know I was looking for her, she's not here. Yeah. When she talked to me at the last meeting, she was very excited to be helping with this endeavor. She has someone to help her already as like a co-chairperson. So this is moving on.
You want to make the motion?
I'm going to make the motion. Okay. I make a motion to approve the neighborhood fall craft garage sale to be held on October 15th, 2022 at the Brookridge Clubhouse for setup the night before on October 14th and for the use of room E of the clubhouse from September 19th to October 15th, 2022, as well as the general public to attend the sale in facilities personnel schedules worked out so no overtime cost is incurred. I will make that motion.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion from the board? No discussion. May I have a vote to accept? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried.
Madam President, I would just like to say one thing.
Sure.
In her letter, she does say that all proceeds will be designated to the BCO Clubhouse wish list. That is incorrect. The neighborhood fall craft and garage sale is for the BCPO unallocated funds. I know it wasn't in the motion, but we just need to let her know.
Yes,
Okay.
I agree.
Okay,
I
thank
saw
you.
that myself. My president's report. Thank you all for coming this evening. I'm going to give you a little information. Our exit gates are scheduled to be installed in mid-August. And the board had voted on a new software data system. Access, the system that we've been using for the last several years, is no longer capable of doing the work that we need. They've really, in essence, it's dead. So we needed a new system to take care of all the data that this development requires. So we had a meeting, and we voted to purchase the system from QuickBase, and that includes software, database, and license. The cost is $25,395. At Monday, July 11th, limited agenda meeting, the board voted to approve the purchase of the system. These funds will be taken out of the 2022 administration reserve. These funds were approved in the 2022 budget. The Finance Committee is preparing the budget for 2023. To date, we do not have a final number to indicate what the increase, if any, will be. The Finance Committee thanks Carol Webster and Vivian Demain for the budget they prepared. We use this budget as a draft and review all line items, making changes as necessary to come to the 2023 budget figures for your review and vote. The BCPO is planning a fall festival November the 19th. The Golf Association will be working with us on the fall festival, and they will be having a scramble. Check the news, the September news and views for more information. Also, this is important. The clubhouse is updating all of their records for people and clubs who use this clubhouse. We need to know, up to date, who's in charge, who's coming, what they do, and if they have any special events that they want outside people, that all has to come to the board to be approved. This is, and I'm going to say this, there's several groups who meet here in Brookridge, and they have outside guests. And as I said just a minute ago, these have to be approved by the board. They just can't be bringing anybody in here. Please understand, every one of you pay for the amenities in this development. These amenities that you pay for are for the residents and their in-house guests when they have guests. It's not an open house for people to just bring their friends in from the outside without the clubhouse manager knowing and without being approved by the board. So if you are contacted, any of you who have a club, an organization, or a fun thing that you do, this is why we're asking everybody to do this. We want to be up to date, and we want to know what we have here. And that's all I have. Thank you. May we have the treasurer's report, Mrs. Vesteri.
This is a summary report for June through June 2022. Just so you know, this is the treasurer's report is based on the budget that we are using that was approved by you, the members, in November. Our operating account balance is $379,663.15. Our assessments, $191,021.34. The VRC fines owed $78,388.45, and we have currently 29 liens on file. Our assessment income was $136,168.45. VCR fines $9,825, and other income $21,829.95 for a total of $167,823.40. Operating expenses: administration $24,978.45. Year-to-date spent 55% of their budget. Facilities, $19,294.79, 56% of their allocated budget. Public Works, $16,586.40, 57% of their budget. And Code Enforcement, $29,365.63, or 59% of their budget. For total expenses, $90,226.26. In the reserve account, we had $111.54 collected in interest for a year-to-date of $273,420. Our balance in the reserves, $2,150,768.93. Reserve expenses was for Coastal Integration LLC for the new gate equipment and hardware, $12,722. Sorry about my dyslexia. For a total paid out of $12,722. In donated funds, we have $23,833.86. There was a donation of $157.45 for mulch, a donation of $230 from beautification, $20 from the RV compound, and a payout of $69.24 for our hot dog rolls for Memorial Day. The total payout for the month was $226.69.
Thank you, Rosemary. Thank you. May I have a motion to accept? I don't need a motion? I don't need to do that. Okay. I just told you that. It's been a long day. Okay, may we have the general manager's report, Carol?
Okay, this on? Okay. First of all, a big thanks goes out to the entire clubhouse staff for all their hard work with keeping the clubs and events running smoothly during the interim of finding a new facilities supervisor. I also want to welcome Mike Green as the new facilities supervisor. I also want to thank Patrona Turman for organizing a successful 4th of July celebration that netted almost $270. And I want to thank the volunteers who helped with everything from cooking, raffles, and cleanup. They are John Turman, Kathy Hersey, Mike McMahon, Anna Webster, Rosemary Gasteri, Hope, and Paul Campbell. We appreciate all who participated in the festivities.
Thank you, Carol. We don't have any unfinished business. New business? None. So we could have the report of directors. Let's start with Gail.
I just have two quickies. Rules and Regulations Committee, they are working very well. They have turned in 8 completed revisions for the rules and regulations. They're going through them one by one. Anybody is, the public is welcome to come to the meetings. They last an hour and a half, that's it. And you can see how they're working it and what we've accomplished to date. And we have a very large variety of people. They're from 7 months in Brookridge to 14 years in Brookridge, so it's a pretty good overview of everybody. So you'll be hearing about them soon enough as we start bringing them to the board. The unit reps, they're very hard at work. They've done about 20 new people this month, new residents this month, and last month we had about the same. And they are doing very well with them. People are welcoming them. They're very happy that they're being welcomed into the community. And anybody who has questions, they are giving them either the answers or advising them where to go. So we've had some really good neighbors this last couple of months. So I want to thank all of you for digging in and being so helpful to everybody.
Thank you, Gail. And I just want to take a minute. Gail is going on a little trip, so we want to wish her good luck and enjoy her time away. Okay? Jerry? Nothing? Nothing? Rosemary?
First of all, I'd like to thank the members of the Beautification Committee for the work they've been doing, mulching and making sure that our plants and foliage is watered so it looks beautiful. They're out there in the hot sun many days, shoveling mulch and things like that. So I appreciate the work that they do. The other thing right now, I have nothing with the Veterans Committee until we start organizing for Veterans Day. One thing I would like to say, and Anna had brought it up, that the Finance Committee is moving right along, trying to get a new budget ready for you people in the next few weeks. I'd like to remind you that this hall, the North Hall, is reserved for the Finance Committee on Thursdays from 1 to 2 p.m. until further notice. We are also allowing designated observers to come in. Any person or persons who is not either a member of the committee or an observer will be asked to leave the premises if they are in here during our meeting.
Thank you, Rosemary. Did you want to mention your risers? Leo.
As we follow through in getting to analyze reserves, reserve deposits, and interest, I really think we need to focus on how these reserves are being invested. Many of them, I believe, is due to CDs. There are other avenues that could be used. I don't know if they are used. But looking at the return for the month of 111.54 for a reserve balance of $1.9 million is nothing to brag about.
Thank you, Leo. Now we go on to member comments. Anybody on this side have any comments?
I have a question.
Sure, come on up.
Well, I have to look there. I have a big mouth, I can yell from here.
The people on the TV can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
No, the people on the TV.
We're being recorded.
You don't know me.
I have the feeling we're gonna find out right now.
Yeah, there you go. Now he was listening to. I did, it's green.
Oh, there you go, right into the mic. Hello? Okay, I just have a question on the finance committee. How do you become a designated observer?
Very simple. You can just come in between 1 and 2 on Thursday and sit but you cannot record anything or write anything down,
Oh, okay.
okay? But you can come in and see what we're doing. Anyone is welcome as an observer.
Oh, okay, because you said if you weren't designated observer, you'd be asked to leave.
That's what I'm saying, is if there is someone in here who is not recognized as an observer, we won't allow them to be in here. This is our time that we have reserved for the Finance Committee.
And it's Thursdays 1 to 2?
Thursdays at 1 o'clock.
Thank you.
Hope to see you.
Could we have your name and number before you leave? Your unit number before you leave? We got your number now, I think.
You got my number. You want my, I'm Unit 2, and my number is 103030. Oh, my name, Sandy Lewis. Sandy Lewis.
Sandy, is it L-E-W-I-S or?
Yep, that's right.
Thank you, Sandy.
No one else over here has anything they want to discuss? Okay, I see Mr. Stratton right now has his hand up.
Rich Stratton, Unit 3. Make it real quick. Social dance for the rock and roll band coming in here on Sunday. News and View says 7 to 10 and 6 to 9 for the big rock and roll band coming in here. So it's wrong by 1 hour. So it is 6 to 9 Sunday for the rock and roll band. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich.
Rich, is that this Sunday coming?
Yes. Okay.
This Sunday, Johnny Wild, the Delights are known well on the ocean liners and all in Florida. So it's going to be a great time they won't let you sit down. Thank you. Hey, Larry, here you go.
Larry Miller, Unit 2. Did anybody notice the huge hole out on the boulevard at New Haven that nobody seems to be doing anything about? So, Madam President, if you'd tell us, we'd love to hear about it.
Larry, that was just done about 4 to 7 days ago by the water department. It was a water main breach. They have to let the ground settle and then they'll come back in and recompact it and patch it all back up, the same as they did on Denison, when Denison blew its main.
You think maybe Billy could go down there with his scraper and level it off a little
The
bit?
second we touch it, the county won't touch it.
Okay. Put up big signs, be careful, don't bust your car.
I also checked on that yesterday, and apparently, what I'm told is the county is way behind, and so when they get time, or when our number comes up, then they will be coming to do it, and we cannot, and this is what I'm being told, we cannot call them or we'll be put to the bottom of the list. So we are checking on it, and I know it's a pain, and I know everybody has to watch, but we are working on it.
Well, it's great to know the county's taking ownership of that. And that way, if anybody busts an axle, we know who to sue, the county, not Brookridge. All right, we did New Haven. On the gates, we talked a little bit about the gates. We're going to get some new gates. I assume it's the 2 exit gates we're going to get new. Are we getting new readers? Are we getting lots of stuff at that gate? We spend a lot of money. And the exit, what are we getting? Kim, you ought to be in on this. What are we getting?
If I remember right, Larry, we're getting 2 outside arms and drive mechanisms accordingly. We also have to put in new sensors in the ground, and we'll also have to put in new electric for that side. All right, because our electric drive is not of power capability. And they're going to be brand new exit gates. We're not patchworking anything together, and you can't put a Band-Aid on something that's been Band-Aid too many times.
What about the reader? I thought there was some concern.
Yes, the laser reader on that side, and if I remember right, the other side, I do not have the quote directly in front of me. This is a conversation, it was 8 weeks ago. And so to remember exactly what it was, but I also remember there were things such as red and green lights so that people knew what was going on. We're upgrading bits and fragments of the inside, but we're also primarily concentrating on the outgoing gate because the system that was put in back 5 or 6, it's been longer than that, I think. All right, was only approximately $15,000. And just to give you a concept, what we're buying has more than doubled. And part of that is supply chain issues currently.
Since you've been involved in that, and you're talking about the readers, have you given any thought about doing plate readers instead? And then you wouldn't have to buy barcodes every year?
We're working on another system. Just give us some time. There's some different companies that we're reviewing, and when we make a decision, we will be bringing that to the residents and letting them know how everything works and updating. Some of these things should have been done quite a while ago. So we're hoping with a new system that we're looking at, we will not have those paper, but we'll have barcodes. We will have barcodes, yeah.
Software for the office, about when do you think that's going to happen?
Well, you want us to spend all your money this month?
Yeah.
Okay, give us a month or 2. We're working on it very diligently. We've got our software in our database where our it's been a real struggle for the office staff. I will tell you that right now, because they have not been able to enter some of their data. We're behind in so many different areas. They're writing stuff on paper, the same as the guard check. This, and I've told this, and I say this is a business. We need to get into the 21st century for this development we live in. This development is number 1 or number 2 in Florida. We're the best in this type manufactured home, deed restricted, gated community. We want to be the best, and we want to have the convenience. We want to be up to date with everything, so you know what's going on, so you're safe, so we can make it better for everybody. And we're working at that. We've got the gates done. We've got the database that'll be coming in probably in 2 weeks, we hope, kind of.
We're set up for a meeting hopefully next week
Okay.
to meet with them to get started.
So, Larry, we're working.
It's good, just like to know what's happening, sounds good, I like
Okay.
that. The only other thing, any progress at all on that audit? You were gonna give them a little talking to.
I'm going to talk to you about that too. I've always said to any of you that I will tell you the truth. My door is always open in the office. We are not transparent. We tell you how it is, and we tell you the way it is, good and bad. We've been in touch with the audit company. I talked with them Friday, and the problem is their staffing, and I'm going to be honest with you, the way I feel is their business. I think they've taken on too much, and I talked to the owner of the business. They've taken on more than they can handle with the staff that they have, and I'm going to go back, and this is becoming a dirty word because of COVID. You know, the staffing is not back up the way it should be. I did talk with them a couple times. I explained to them that we have to have the audit. They've had, what did we do? What did we miss? Tell us what we missed that's making it so late. Well, it's really not us. It's their end. And they're not doing the job as quickly as they should be doing it. So therefore, we need to take some other action when we decide next year for the audit. But we are on it, and we're doing the best we can to try to get it to you. And it's not easy when you're doing a budget with Rosemary. And we did the same thing last year. We did the budget without the audit. So next year, it's gonna have to be different. But the biggest hang up here is the company. And I'm telling you the truth.
My last thing is donations. And not an answer tonight, but maybe you would consider looking into that at the next meeting, give us a report.
On donations?
On donations, there's over $23,000 there. Who gets it and what's left over?
I don't know if I have it right here. So I certainly will bring it to the next meeting. I'll bring it to
Yeah,
you.
next, give me a month. How's that? I'm gonna have to end it there.
You said and what's one else? This bell rang a little while ago.
Mary?
Thank you.
Mary Story, Unit 6. My first question is, if you can let us know, how much are we paying that sheriff to be sitting in the room with us?
$90.
Okay. Secondly, where is that money coming out of?
Comes out of the administrative account.
Under what line item, please?
I'm not sure what the line item is. I'll have to find out and let you know. Okay?
And in the 7 years I'm living here, we have had numerous rowdy meetings, have never had a sheriff, so I guess my question is, why is he present here now? If you can give us an answer.
The board was voted by the membership. The board has a responsibility to protect each and every one of you that attend one of these meetings, as well as protect the facilities and the staff. Our staff and employees are just as valuable as you are. The board made the decision that there will be a sheriff.
And you feel that the meetings, while you have been under the board, have been that atrocious, that unruly, that you feel endangered? Or am I misunderstanding you?
I'll answer that, Mary.
Okay.
The meeting that I closed early, the conversations that came out of some of the people that were at those meetings, one person was absolutely derogatory and insulting to one of my board members. It was not called for and it was not necessary. We are adults. We're here to enjoy the rest of our lives. Why are we antagonizing, calling other people names? And then my other board member, when he left, got ready to leave, somebody stood up and shook their finger in his face and said, "I'm not done with you." Now, until we can have, like we're having very nice here tonight, then that's what it's going to be. And I'm sorry, because I think we're all adult and we should be acting like adults and not slinging nasty comments to people. We're here doing the very best we can. And as I said in one of my reports, if you're not happy with this board or any other board, then get a resume in March and run for the board. But that's one of the reasons we have it.
My final question is, you just said, and I could have misunderstood, that the board voted on having a sheriff here. When did that take place and where?
And you said that was
Did I say
executive
that?
decision.
I'm sorry, I misquoted myself.
Okay, so it was just an executive decision reached by whom?
By the general manager and the office.
Okay, thank you.
I'd also like to point out that after speaking with the Sheriff's Department, 95% of the HOAs in Hernando County have a sheriff at all their meetings.
95%?
95%.
Are there any other questions or concerns? Okay, is that Jim back there waving his hand?
I was just starting it.
Jim Westbrook, Unit 2. I asked a question last week and hadn't got an answer to it. And the long and short was, what of the funds of the reserve account, what amount is in CDs at this point and what amount is not? And I think Gail said she was going to look into it and get back to us.
I believe that Anna has that.
And the reason I ask that is,
Anna has that information.
on 2 million, roughly, just at 3%, which is the current rate now on 12 months, I just checked this morning, that's $60,000, and we got back year-to-date, Director had brought up 111, year-to-date it's 276.
I can't hear you.
It's 276 year-to-date for the amount of interest that we had. It should be closer to 30,000. So my question is, what are we going to do to make that $29,000 shortage up? That's question number one. Question number two is, what happened to the $49,000 that appears to be, if I understand the report correctly, appears to be missing? We had a balance of 2.1 million. We paid out 12,722. We put in 91,140, which leaves 49,310.44 unaccounted for. Can someone help me with that? The balance was 2.1. In May, it's 2.15. In June, when you take out 12,000 that we spent for the gate, and you add in 91,000 that you put into reserves, you should have another 49,310. So my question is, where is it? So if you can round up those answers and maybe let me know, that'd be helpful. Maybe at the next meeting?
I'll be happy to let you know.
And I also recommended that you give a July 4th freedom bonus, or a first responders bonus. Welcome, Mr. First Responder. Welcome to the Brookridge community. We appreciate you here, being here.
Thank you.
I'm guessing that just from your expressions and body language, when I looked at the tape, it looked like the answer was going to be no. Did you discuss that, and did you consider that suggestion?
It was not formalized in a motion to the board.
You said you would talk about it and get back to me or somebody. I don't really understand the exact phrasing. So I said, suggested that you pay out $50 bonus to the workers, essentially. That's the long and the short of it. The answer is no, the answer is no. The answer is yes, the answer should be yes.
No, at this moment, no.
That's unfortunate. Thank you.
It's no at this moment. Are there any other comments?
Thank you.
Linda, get yourself up here.
Linda Walls, Unit 4. You moved the podium, so now we get more exercise. One quick question. Any update on the reserve study and when we'll get that?
The reserve study came in today. And if anybody wants to look at it, we will be using it right now for our budget. But if you want to look at it, call the office and make an appointment for next week. And then you can come in, we'll have somebody sit with you and you can come in and peruse it. Okay?
And we can get a copy of it?
That's up to the general manager.
Okay, because we've always got copies of the reserve study in the past.
Okay, you talk to the general manager.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Linda. Anybody else? Do we have any report from the unit reps other than Gail's report?
There is an opening.
Okay, well, we're glad to have you here. Leo?
We're talking.
We did have an election. That's right.
Can you tell us the chain of command over there now?
Linda, why don't you get up there? She is the new chairperson. You gotta come to the mic, honey.
I'm Linda Toporski, Unit 6, and I'm now the chair of the unit reps. My co-chair is Trudy Johnson, and we're happy to serve the whole community, and we have a good time. So at any time, if we have an opening and anyone is interested, you should give me a call. Or all of our names and numbers are in the News and Views magazine, and also we're at the office and on the wall out here. So we're happy to serve you.
Well, congratulations. Thank you for the work you do. Leo?
Yeah. You were mentioning reserve study and ability to attend the meeting. Is this a general invitation for most members of the community? Or specifically, who would not be allowed to attend the meeting? Okay, Leo, I lost you. I'm sitting right near you, so try again. Comment was made, people can attend the meeting for the reserve study. No?
Finance Committee.
Okay, I stand corrected, the Finance Committee. Is this an open invitation for all members? Okay.
This month, the Beautification Committee, their donations added up to just over $230. I just want to congratulate 3 of the members of the Beautification Committee that really work hard all the time. They're on the boulevard and up the front, and they collected themselves. People stopped and gave them money, and they can't keep the money. It has to go to the donations, and they collected in a couple of days $181 because people see them out there working. And it is a lot of work. There's a lot of weeding and mulching to be done. And we have brought new people in because they see that if you have a bed in front of your home, if you're on Brookridge Boulevard, feel free to give it some water. If you see some weeds, it is very helpful to the Beautification Committee, especially in the summertime. So the 3 people are Karen Keaton, Nancy Lecheri, and John Strickman, who is new to our Beautification Committee. So those 3 people, you're going to see them out there all the time, and they do collect a lot of money because people thank them for what they're doing for Brookridge.
I second that, Gail. I think they're looking really nice when I come down that boulevard every day, and I see all the different flowers and plantings along the meridian. It looks very, very nice. We can be very proud of our community. If there isn't any other comments or business, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, adjourn. Thank you. Motion carried. Thank you all for coming.